Welcome to It's Happening. My name is Jared, and this is our regular channel on Rumble for the political and culture. This is our second episode today. There is so much going on today and every day now that we could do shows all day, guys. As always, thank you for all of the support. We are growing more and more, and as we grow, we want to go to the stories and we want to actually interview these people. We want to bring you better stories from these incidents in like Miami and Fort Worth and the border in California and Washington and what's happening in New York at the schools right now. That'll be on this episode, guys. We want to go interview these people for you guys. We want to put together the shows for you guys in a much better way. And to do that, we need your guys' support. And you can do that through PayPal, Cash App. And the reason we need you guys' support is because we are trying to not get in a spot where a company tells us what we can and can't say. So we depend on you guys. So we try our best to bring you the best episodes we can. And as always, we are not trying to convince you of anything. We want to show you stories that are going on, give you our opinions, and have you decide for yourselves because you guys are so much more smarter than we are. We just point things out. We give you our opinion, and we hope you learn something or teach us something, and you start asking questions. I'm telling you guys, I could do 15 shows today. There's so much going on. But first, this episode is brought to you by VandyStreet.com. That is my wonderful wife's website. And let's see here. Yes, most of them are political, but that's okay. We'll still personalize them in any way. It doesn't have to be a political Tumblr. That's just most of the orders we have received over time. We will make your Tumblr however you want, guys. And if you see something you like, we can even add like your name or scripture to it. There's a cross one that I really like, and you could like add your scripture or your name to it. We design images as well. We design all of these. We have two different AI platforms that we both use. She does it by hand on the bigger ones. So if you guys want to help support us, this is also another way to help support us. We try and do some like this as well for gifts and for family members, loved ones. Like this, you could also add a name, a fire department or something. Anyways, guys, and it has the pay with shop, so you can pay over time. Thank you for all of the support, guys. It truly means the world to us. We know we have a lot of learning and growing to do, and we enjoy doing it with you guys. As always, the live chat is up. If you have any comments, questions, if you want to ask us anything, go ahead. I will respond. Sometimes Rumble does not show them to me. So if you do and I don't respond, don't take it personal. I will comment when I see it. Okay, so I got into part of this in the last episode, but I couldn't keep that episode going. I was splitting between two channels and I was already on long enough. But there were some more stories I wanted to show you guys on what's going on today. And let's just get into it. So let's check this out. This is Tim Cass, Tim Pool. Definitely worth following, guys. And the reason I say that is I got to start giving all of these other content creators credit for the things they do. I continually forget. I never do it on purpose. But Tim is definitely a very, very smart individual and somebody worth following. I don't always agree with him, but for 99% of the stuff I do. All right, guys, check this out.
The issue of illegal immigration being facilitated by the Biden administration is a nation-ending event. Now, of course, it may be that there are many people who believe in some kind of label that is the United States. But rest assured, with around 10 million illegal immigrants being brought into this country, give it a generation. This is the battle tactic of Democrats who know they're losing, know that those who believe in the constitutional republic are winning. And this is why the Biden administration is engaged in human trafficking. And that's true. On the southern border, even law enforcement, federal agencies are facilitating human trafficking. Ladies and gentlemen, I can confirm to you right now, I have personally reviewed the evidence pertaining to the facilitation of illegal immigration. This includes boarding passes that state no name given. I have personally been shown the evidence of this. I have verified it. I will say for now, it's hard to know exactly what the source of this information is, but what I can tell you is I have been shown the images of boarding passes from a major airline with the name, quote, no name given. Additionally, there are other.
Now, guys, I truly want you to think about that for a minute. Let's not forget, after 9/11, it has been a nightmare for any American to get on an airplane. But yet, we are loading illegal immigrants up who don't even have a name, an ID, a vaccine. Oh, I mean, that's the big deal to the Democrats, right? You mean all Republicans won't get vaccinated, but we're going to rush people into the country who gives a damn if they're vaccinated, right? We'll just chop your wiener off. Come on in, please, guys. Come on, vote for Democrats. Come on. We'll kick all the kids out of school. We'll throw you in there. We'll start teaching you. Don't worry about learning English, though, because who gives a shit, right?
Other documents and videos that have been produced, it would appear, by, I'm trying to keep things light because the story needs to be properly vetted and broken. But looking at this evidence, it appears that powerful organizations are facilitating human trafficking, colluding with major airlines, and the Biden administration is facilitating this. And
this should be the biggest story headline on all media across America. But you won't see anybody else talking about it but podcasters like us. You might see Fox News comment on it, but we all know damn good and well Fox is controlled by the same billionaires that every other freaking media is controlled by. That's why we do what we do. This is so freaking frustrating. It really is. And I know, I get it. Most people don't pay attention to politics. Most people don't want to hear politics. Most people couldn't even tell you that this is a constitutional republic and that it is not a democracy. They are brainwashing the masses when the Democrats constantly come out and say, our democracy, the MAGA Republicans are going to destroy our democracy. Do you ever notice that? Like I always tell you, they flat out tell you exactly what they're doing, what they think of you, how they look at you. They call us extremist terrorists in this country. They call us terrorists for wanting to go to a school board meeting and saying, no, you will not show penises and little boys sucking each other off in books. You don't want the Bible in schools, but you want to show little kids sucking each other off? Holy shit. I mean, really? And then this, you're going to kick the taxpayers who are paying for this school, who are paying for their kids' education, are now paying for it to house illegal immigrants who are getting food stamps, who are getting health care, who are getting sex changes, who are getting everything they need while we are struggling our asses off. Don't pay attention to us, though. Watch the aliens in Miami.
Thus, we ask ourselves a very serious question. What do you do when the highest levels of law enforcement are the ones breaking the law? Right now, we have a big story. New York City's James Madison High School forces students out of class to house 2,000 migrants amid winter weather. This was always going to be the case. We've seen similar things happen in Chicago already. The buildings that you've paid for The institutions that you've invested in as a member of the public are being ripped away from you and handed to people who are not citizens, who have paid nothing, and they will be given everything. And thus, this dark question looms, which I will ask in 20 seconds, but I want to show you this tweet from Elon Musk. He says, this is what happens when you run out of hotel rooms. Soon, cities will run out of schools to vacate. Then they will come for your homes.
Are you paying attention yet, guys? They want their new 15-minute cities, and by God, they're going to get them, aren't they? How many of you know about the 15-minute cities? Do you know enough about it? Is it an episode I should do? Let me know, guys, because I am truly trying to bring y'all stories that you want to hear about. So if you would, in the live chat or in the comments, if you watch this after, if that's a story you're interested in, let us know. We will do one.
Elon Musk is not wrong. In fact, he is terrifyingly correct. They have already asked. They said, if you have spare rooms, let the migrants stay there. We'll give you money sooner or later.
I believe that Nancy Pelosi, Joe Biden, and all of them have multiple $1-million homes, and they're public freaking servants. How about we give those homes to these people? How about we give your beach homes to these people? How about we give all your land you've been buying to these people? Stop taking our shit. And if you really care, if you really believe the crap you spew out of your mouth, open your house.
Later, you will not have a home. You'll have a room in a building. Sooner or later, your landlord will say, I got a better deal from the government.
Yep.
So we're going to split your apartment up. You'll say, you can't break my lease. The government will enact some kind of special provision, and they will. Your lease will be broken. You'll be required to live with these individuals. And why don't you Google search what happens to people who live with strangers who are willing to break the law to steal from this country? You know, I'm offended. You know why? I'll tell you, I'm very offended. I pay a lot of money in taxes. The U.S. government and the state government.
Hey, guys, there's your answer right there. We all talk about what's the solution. Stop funding a tyrannical government. Everybody grow enough cojones and don't pay your taxes. How about that? I guarantee them people in Washington will fall in line as fast as possible. They can't steal your money anymore. I mean, stop funding this stuff. We have a duty to stand up when the government goes this far. We have that duty, guys, and we should. Again, they like to paint us as the violent ones. We are not talking about violence here. We do not think anybody should get violent. There are multiple ways to go through the courts and through our system to stop these people from what they're doing, and that's what we should do. Don't let them convince you that we are the violent ones. They are. They always have been.
Strip away from me a lot of money. You see, my friends, I'm in a higher tax bracket. And for a lot of people, you see how much money they take in taxes, and it's a lot. And then as you make more and more money, they take more and more of your money from you. So I'm wondering where it is all that money is going when they're giving it away to these individuals. And now we ask ourselves the darkest of questions. Yesterday, we saw the story of Jewish tunnels. That's right. Jews in New York had built a secret tunnel under a synagogue. And there's a lot of speculation as to why exactly they did. These young men were willing to fight with police over these tunnels. And I thought to myself, clearly there must be some ideological component. Now, what people are saying is that this sect of Hasidism, I think it's called, believe that there's this guy who died 30 years ago, is the Messiah. I don't know. It may be whatever. I don't know the exact reason why they built these underground tunnels. But some people have speculated that the reason the tunnels were built in the first place was because during the COVID lockdowns, the state government illegally and unconstitutionally barred people from assembly and from places of worship. In one of
And I will say, if that turns out to be the case, then these people who are crawling out of the tunnels did the right damn thing. We had a tyrannical government shutting down churches, but leaving open the weed house and the bars, but they were shutting down churches illegally. So these people were probably in the right. Again, if this story is true, and it is, actually they dug this tunnel to build this church so they could go to church because the government during COVID was not allowing them to go to church. If, guys, I do not know if that's true. If it is true, we should damn sure stand with them, not the tyrants who forced them into that position. Whether I agree with their religion or not, this is America.
of the most egregious violations of the First Amendment we have ever seen. If it is true, and I'm not saying it is, but this scenario where Jewish men who wanted to worship built secret tunnels to be able to go to their synagogue, if that's true, I mean, wow. Then you have a serious question about what do you do when the highest levels of law enforcement are breaking the law?
That's right.
This is what we are seeing right now with the issue of illegal immigration. The Biden administration is engaged in human trafficking. I will say that again. The Biden administration is engaged in human trafficking. That is not an exaggeration. I am not being cute. I am not trying to be funny, nor am I being partisan or hyperbolic. It is a basic fact. It's terrifying. I want to make sure.
All right, guys, I absolutely agree 110% with that statement. We know for a fact. They're using the Border Patrol to help cartels move people. On any normal day, what's that called? If this was Donald Trump in office, what would that be called? If this was any other Republican in office, do you think the left-wing media would be focused more on the border? Do you think at all? I mean, seriously, people, we know how this goes. This is crazy. And again, let's just show you some more good things from the Democrats, guys. Again, another good story just to show you who the Democrats really are, who they've always been, and maybe you should start paying attention. Maybe we all should start paying more attention. Check this out.
Being alleged now by
forgive me again. This is the Megyn Kelly Show on YouTube, her podcast.
a lawyer whose name is Ashley Merchant, and she is the attorney for one of the defendants down there. Last name is Roman. And this guy, Roman, looking for his first name here, can't find it in front of me, but in any event, he's one of the co-defendants, Michael. He worked as director of Election Day operations for the Trump camp in 2020. Well, right now he's charged with 7 felony counts by Fani Willis. Conspiracy, trying to organize slates of Trump's electors, working with Trump to, get the election to go Trump's way in Georgia. He got indicted by Fani Willis. Actually, one of the grand jury wouldn't indict him, but she charged him anyway. And his lawyer is this Ashley Merchant, who has just filed a barn burner of a motion calling attention to what she says is a disgusting ethics breach by Fani Willis. She says that Fani Willis is in an inappropriate romantic relationship with the special prosecutor, Nathan Wade, who she brought in to help prosecute this RICO case against Trump and all the others. And that she and Nathan Wade have been having an affair.
The Democrats could do, say, and act however they want, and there is never any consequences. There is never any personal responsibility. And again, for some reason, somehow, a lot of people in this country still think that people like me are the problem.
and that she named him special prosecutor the day before he filed for a divorce from his wife, and that she's been funneling payments to him for his work as a special prosecutor, and that he's been using those monies to then take Fani Willis on all these exotic vacations. Travel.
That's another pattern we seem to recognize with the Democrats now, isn't it? They always seem to have millions and millions of dollars or on vacation all the time. Nobody knows where they're at. I mean, look at what the Secretary of Defense, for Christ's sake, disappeared for a week. Now, do you truly believe that? The Secret Service alone would have known where he was. That's a huge cover up. Then on top of this, we've got Fani Willis doing this. We know Joe Biden's a pedophile. I mean, how much more do you need to see about the Democrats to see how corrupt and evil they are? These are evil people.
Traveling together to Napa Valley, to Florida, cruising the Caribbean together, using tickets, quoting here from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, using tickets Wade purchased from Norwegian and Royal Caribbean cruise lines, and suggesting that the checks that were sent to this guy, Wade, Nathan Wade, from Fani Willis, Fulton County, and his subsequent purchases of vacations for Fani Willis could amount not only to a conflict of interest because she's using him to fund her life and to prosecute Trump, but to, quote, honest services fraud, a federal crime in which a vendor gives kickbacks to an employer. He would be the vendor, Fani Willis / Fulton County, the employer. It is possible this could also be prosecuted under the RICO statute, claims Ashley Merchant, the attorney for one of these defendants, in a motion. Now, that seems like a potential reach, though I don't know. But one other thing, Victor, and then I'll get you to weigh in on it. Just in case people out there are thinking this is just, the long shot Hail Mary of a co-defendant in this case. No, they went to Stephen Gillers, who, since I was in law school, is the guy you go to when you want an ethics opinion on what a lawyer has done. He literally wrote the textbook we all study before we take the bar exam on legal ethics. He's professor.
All right, I'm going to stop that one there because I'm going to try and make this episode a little bit shorter, but I got another video I want to show you guys. So the people who are in charge of going after Trump, the most investigated man in history, are the ones actively breaking the freaking law. How about that? Our country is like on the verge, people. I mean, a spark could ignite things, and we don't want that now, do we? I know we don't. I know people like me don't. We may prepare for it. We may talk about things like this, but we are smart enough to know war is not the answer, people. Killing each other is not the answer. Fixing this country, having freedom in this country, freedom of choice, freedom to think for yourself, freedom to come watch a show like this, whether you agree with everything I say or not. Freedom for me to be able to go on social media and say, hey, no, I don't agree with you. I don't have that right as of today. That they block me left and right. All of my social media pages do it constantly. It's the Democrat Party, though, right, guys? Even the Republicans. I don't need to keep repeating it. I think the Republicans are worse. They're cowards. Don't get me wrong. The reason I talk about Democrats is because they openly say what they're going to do. They openly tell you to your face and you ignore them. So the last video of today is on the man who was most guilty of an insurrection. Check out what the Democrats gave him.
Military veteran and Oath Keepers chapter president Ray Epps is free. Epps was sentenced to a year of probation for participating in the 2021 Capitol riots yesterday. Epps also received a $500 fine and was ordered to serve 100 hours of community service. Last week, prosecutors had recommended 6 months of jail time for Epps. Reporter Greg Price wrote on X, Ray Epps, the only January 6 protester who actually told people to go into the Capitol, has been officially sentenced to 1 year probation, $500 restitution, and 100 hours.
The only man caught on camera telling people to go into the Capitol gets a slap on the wrist from the Democrat Party, who have been attacking MAGA people, who have been attacking normal citizens, who have locked one man up who wasn't even in the state. He got 20 years, people. This man is on camera actively telling people to go in, and look at what they get. Again, are you paying attention yet?
Hours of community service. While many J6 protesters are rotting in jail for nonviolent crimes, Epps escapes a prison term entirely. Here's footage of Epps from that day.
Tomorrow, we need to go into the Capitol. Into the Capitol. What? No!
See, don't you love how the real Trump supporters are going, what? No, you're a fan. Hell no. And y'all still don't see it. Not you guys. Not you guys. You guys are much smarter. That's not what I mean. Democrat voters. The people who live in their bubble in these different states that are overwhelmed with this woke progressive cancer that's destroying our country.
Peacefully. Fed.
Meanwhile, new footage released by the Justice
Did
Department
you hear her?
shows a heated exchange between
Oh my goodness. Like it's no big deal. This is the one man that they actually could get on insurrection, and they gave him jack. Really? I mean, what else can you say about this? It's right there. Tell me what you guys think below. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching. Like this video, comment on this video. Share it with your friends and family. If you have any ideas for episodes, if you know stories you would like us to look into, let us know in the comments. We'll definitely do it. We would like to get you guys engaging with us more, if possible. We do depend on you guys' support. You can support us through PayPal, Cash App, tips on here when we're on here, Facebook, our website. We're going to start doing other things as well as we grow. Again, guys, thank you so much. Never forget, it's happening, especially if a politician tells you it's not. Have a great day.